the Office of Family Ministry here, we firmly believe that the foundation of the faith of Catholic families rests on the individual faith of the parents, and then on the faith of them as a couple too. So if you feel like that's really where you need to be pouring in this Advent, make that the priority.
This episode of Beyond Sunday is sponsored by the Pine Mission Development Projects Program. This Advent, share the joy of the birth of Christ by educating children living in desperate conditions, feeding abandoned babies, or providing a safe learning space for disabled children. Learn how you can change lives at pineusa.org/52-projects.
Welcome to Beyond Sunday, a podcast for parents like us, striving to weave the Sunday experience into the everyday moments of our week. I'm your co-host, Nicole Joyce.
And I'm Rakhi McCormick, your other co-host. Grab your lighters and chocolate coins and join us as we talk, laugh, and reflect on our experiences raising Catholic families and allowing God to transform our everyday lives. Nicole.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How is it the middle of November?
I know. It's kind of sad.
It went really fast. What are we on? What week is this? Week 8,062 of Ordinary Time?
It's the 92nd Sunday in Ordinary. No. It's the.
But
We're
really?
coming on the 32nd Sunday in Ordinary Time.
So we've been doing this for 32 weeks.
32 weeks.
It seems shorter and longer all at the same time.
Yes.
That seems like a good analogy for parenting as well. I mean, I know Christmas things have been in the store, since July. Mm-hmm. But still, there's a whole season before we get to Christmas. We just got done with Halloween. We've still got, stretchy pants that need to be stretched out at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's coming up fast here.
It is, but, Advent starts December 3rd.
Yes.
It's not as far away as I think it is.
No.
My planner that's not being used is telling me that it's, I don't know, less than a month away.
Yeah, and I think as we have intended this podcast to do, we do want to encourage all of you to be planners to the extent that you are able within the reality of your present situation.
Right.
So this is a really good time to start preparing for Advent if we want to make it something different than we've done, or if we want to add something new in there that we haven't tried before.
If we want to set the season apart like we ought to, make it really a season of preparation. So we have to be prepared to be prepared.
Yeah.
Is that what we're saying?
I think so.
So we're pre-partying the preparation.
Yeah, and there are some things that you do want to prepare in advance a little bit. For example.
Do you know where your candles are?
There it is. And the answer is no. I'm really not sure.
Are you serious?
I think they're in the closet. I'm pretty sure they're in the hall closet.
I know where the candles are. I just can't remember if we need new ones. If that first week of Advent candle is now
a little tiny nub.
Way too short even for the fourth week. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a good point. I don't know how my candles are looking. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're in the hall closet. I don't know how big they are.
Nice.
All right. So that's where we're going here. Advent starts December 3rd because we have this week, next week, and then November 26th is the Feast of Christ the King, which is always the last Sunday before Advent begins.
Yes.
So it's time to start thinking, right? And I'm sure some of our listeners have probably purchased a Christmas gift or two by now.
I haven't even thought about it. Nicole, we just finished birthdays in the house.
Some of them might be looking at some
Christmas
Christmas
we just finished Trunk or Treat and Halloween. No, just not even. No. No, we have a rule in the house.
But the Christmas decorations are out in the store.
The Christmas decorations have been out in the store since July. That doesn't mean we need to buy.
It was July 5th. They all started showing
Christmas
up.
in July, and then it'll just stay there until actual Christmas.
There. Yeah, good point.
No, but we have a rule in the house that we don't talk about presents until the month before. You get 1 month to tell me what you want.
So I do that during birthday season.
That is birthday. Yeah, that's our birthday
it's
rule.
you can't talk about your birthday until this birthday before you is over with, which is usually about a month.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, since we've been talking this whole year about how we get ready for Sundays, weaving Sunday into our weeks, this is a really good time, I think, to start talking about little things that we can do to prepare for Advent, to start thinking about what we want that to look like.
Well, sure. Although
the season gets busy.
It does. It does. And again, we're just a couple weeks out from Thanksgiving. So I know I'm thinking about food.
Yes.
I know that's not surprising. I'm always thinking about food.
She's very food motivated, if you haven't heard her say that over the last 40-something weeks that we've been doing this.
82, yeah.
So, yeah, I think a little bit of advanced planning could go a long way. And again, there is no pressure here. We just want to throw some ideas out for you because some of these things you might want to like shop for or be really intentional about where you order it from or how you plan that out. And I really want to encourage you, if you're one of those people who like your calendar gets really busy really fast, like mine does, to put it on your calendar. Like we're going to do this thing on this day.
Yeah.
And the time has been blocked out and we are not going to overbook ourselves.
Right. And again, like I know the Lions have been doing really well. And so most of us are also kind of amped up for that Thanksgiving Lions victory, hopefully. I don't know. Who do we play?
No,
Is it always, I don't know. Sorry, men. But, like you said, it seems like we have plenty of time. Every single year. I'm like, wait, what do you mean it's the first Sunday of Advent? Every year. And this weekend's gospel is the parable of the 10 virgins. And so I think maybe we want to be the ones who filled their oil lamps. Yeah. As opposed to the ones that are running out to Meijer at midnight the night before. And then we get locked out of the party altogether.
That's so real.
It is.
That's so
it is.
real.
Whether it's a school project or the Advent candles. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Meijer does not carry your Advent candles.
They do not.
So you have to prepare.
You could probably get some scented candles that are purple and pink. But then your house would smell like, I don't know, Island Tropics or something.
Or the car air freshener.
Not going to lie. I think I did that one year, but I don't recommend it.
You do what you got to do. Yeah. But we're talking early so that you can order the candles.
Go to the store.
Right.
Go to your Catholic supply store.
Absolutely.
Order them online. Do what you need to do.
Do what you need to do. Right.
So what are we doing here? We have like three we always like to put things in threes, don't we?
We do. It's very Trinitarian.
Wait, do we have 4 this time? No, we have 3. Okay.
We have 3.
All right, so 3 things. The first, which I think is the simplest and most fun personally, is to identify a few feast days in there or like a few little traditions that you can just kind of sprinkle in and make them work with your family's very busy schedule.
Ridiculous schedule.
Because it is ridiculous.
If they're in sports.
The good news is fall play is over.
But there's like the Christmas concert.
Yeah, there's
fall
Christmas
sports.
Yes, all those things. So
winter sports, I don't know. Is it fall? Is it winter? Who knows?
Yeah. So one of my favorites personally is the 3 big feasts that come up leading up to Christmas. And that is the Feast of St. Nicholas, December 6th, Our Lady of Guadalupe on December 12th, and St. Lucy on December 13th. And you guys are going to love how we do this in my house. Those dates live on our calendar perpetually. They are on, repeat yearly.
Nice.
So they always show up. And we color code our liturgical events on my calendar. They're red so that they stand out to me. And I'm like, oh, I should do a thing here.
Advent is purple, Nicole.
I know, but it's all liturgical events on the calendar are red. Just like all of Mom's events on the calendar are yellow.
Oh, that makes sense.
Right? Everything's color coded.
Yeah.
Okay. So for St. Nicholas, obvious, super fun, easy way to do this is to have your kids put their shoes out.
Yep.
Put a little chocolate in there.
Plan early.
I mean, you can. You could just put Halloween candy in there. I'm just saying.
You could, but if you want to be super cutesy, like I like to put actual gold coins.
Oh, well then yes, you should go to the bank ahead of time.
No. Chocolate.
Oh,
not
chocolate
real
gold.
ones.
I thought you meant like gold dollars.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
I'm giving them gold doubloons.
Like a Sacagawea gold dollar.
Yes, I know what you mean. No. Pro tip, Aldi has them super cheap, but you got to go early.
It's true.
Because they get sold out. Because when you go the night before, they don't have them.
I think I got it at the dollar store one time.
Oh, I've never checked the dollar store. Anyway, we like to do gold chocolate coins.
Okay.
And some kind of footwear. So I get them all new slippers. So we replace their shoes with slippers.
You go all out. I'm like, here's some chocolate. Here's this thing I bought in the checkout aisle at the grocery store. Also, here's some Halloween candy that I took out of your Halloween bag.
Now, see, we save the Halloween candy for something else I'll talk about in a few minutes.
Oh, okay. And then on the celebration of Our Lady of Guadalupe, I don't know what anyone should do aside from obviously go to Mass. That's a great opportunity to go to Mass, but also to eat some Mexican food because there is never a bad time to eat tacos.
Or tamales. Tamales are actually like the very traditional meal for that time of year.
Tamales would be amazing. Yes, all those things would be delicious. Those are my favorite things. We actually have a church in Detroit.
We do.
Yep, and St. Anne's Basilica will usually have a really lovely celebration for Our Lady of Guadalupe.
If you go to Pontiac, the churches there, the
St.
3
Damien of
churches,
Molokai. Yep.
Mm-hmm. I remember going once when I was working in young adult ministry, and I went like at 6 a.m. to go before work, and it was like the line was out the door.
Yes.
It's
wonderful
crazy
time
cool.
to do it. And I love Our Lady of Guadalupe specifically because there's so much richness in the story.
Yeah.
And in the image that appears on the tilma, and there's so many details to look at the artwork and have the kids notice different things about Mary and the image of Mary in that. It's wonderful. So fun.
And it reveals so much about her son, as she always does.
Yes. Beautiful.
We throw Juan Diego in there too, of course. He's on December 9th.
Yes. And then right after Our Lady of Guadalupe, we celebrate St. Lucy. And you could do this a couple of different ways. A lot of people like to make those special
The candle
sticky
wreath things?
bun
Oh, no,
things.
different. Okay.
Yeah, so there's some type of baked
Yes.
dessert-like thing, and then also the wreath with candles that she would wear, or is depicted as wearing on her head.
Yes.
We like to make that the day where we go out and look at Christmas lights.
Oh, that's such a good tradition.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes, because Luce means light.
Yes.
And so we pop popcorn and we make hot chocolate, and all the kids put their pajamas on, and we get in the car and we drive around listening to Christmas music, and we look at all the Christmas lights.
I like that a lot.
Super fun, very
St.
easy.
Lucy isn't a huge one for us, but we were talking about how we want to go look at the lights this year.
Minimal planning, right? Microwave popcorn, hot chocolate.
Yeah.
That's it.
Why feed them anything else? There's dinner, kids. Let's go.
You will have to vacuum your car out when you're done.
So we'll take my husband's car.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
Not mom's.
Just letting you know, because popcorn in your car, So those are my 3 favorite things to do, kind of like weaving those into the Advent experience. We have lots of other traditions too, and there's a couple of them that I think we should definitely point out, like the Jesse tree.
Yeah.
I don't do a Jesse tree personally.
We do not do a Jesse tree at home. I did it with my students. And so it basically is telling the story of salvation history.
Yes, starting all the way at Genesis,
way at the
which
beginning.
is really beautiful to get them to see
Just
that
like
whole...
Fräulein Maria. We're going to start at the very beginning.
It's so helpful, though, especially as they get older, for them to really understand. And what we always tell our kids is that, the Bible is really one very long love story. Yeah. And so to see it come from the very beginning.
Right? Like a super duper extended family story.
Yes, it's beautiful. And there's a new Jesse Tree book out by Colleen Pressprich from right here in the Archdiocese of Detroit.
Absolutely.
So you have plenty of time to order this.
With beautiful ornament.
Yes. Beautiful
images.
Little ornament templates that you can, I think you can cut them out actually and put them on. So yes, you have plenty of time to order that still. We're giving you advance notice about this right now. Any type of Advent wreath is always good. When mine were little, I had a Velcro, like felt Advent wreath.
Yep.
I think I got it at Bronner's in Frankenmuth.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and the kids could just like stick the Velcro candle onto the
cool
wreath one at a time.
They now sell LED Advent candles.
Oh, that's fun.
Yes.
And very safe if you have tiny people.
It is, and it worked well in the classroom where I wasn't allowed to actually light a candle.
Yeah, definitely.
So those were cool.
So I want to talk about the Advent wreath for a second, because I think some people are like, what do I do with this? Like, I light the candle on this Sunday, and then like what? Does it just sit there?
Yeah, so we actually have a full, and maybe I'll get into what I do with Halloween candy now, because it kind of goes with the wreath too. So we don't do a Jesse tree. We don't really do an Advent calendar, but we use our Christmas tree as an Advent calendar with the Advent wreath. And so years ago, Starbucks sold a ornament, Advent calendar ornament set.
Okay.
And I'm sure it was filled with candy at that time. That candy is long gone, but they're hollow ornaments that open.
Oh, that's fun.
Yes. And so what I have started doing for the last several years is I save some of the Halloween candy and I stuff those ornaments with candy, and then we put up all of the 25 ornaments on the tree, and each night we take one down, we eat the candy, we read a scripture verse after we light our candy. We light our Advent wreath, and then we do all of this, and then we replace it with an actual Christmas tree ornament. So we gradually decorate our tree toward Christmas Eve.
Fun.
When I remember and I'm not too tired.
That's fun though.
Yeah.
I like that.
So
when my kids were super tiny, like not really old enough to really even talk much or like read anything.
What was that like?
I know. My house was so different then. I mean, it was still noisy, but it was a different kind of noise, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't like the nonstop telling me every detail of all the things. Anyway, so when they were really tiny, we would light the Advent wreath and we would sing happy birthday to Jesus. Just like, this is the most basic thing you can do with like a 1-year-old. We're getting ready for Jesus's birthday. And this is how we're preparing. We'd say a little prayer, they'd sing happy birthday to Jesus, and then they would blow out the candle like it was his birthday.
That is the thing they fight about the most in our
Blowing
house.
out the candles.
Who gets to put out the candle?
Yeah, mine are all big and they still fight over that.
Right. Right. Mine are preteens and one 7-year-old, but yeah.
So nowadays we have an Advent devotional, and there are tons of them out there. Like, feel free to find one that works for your family, but there are tons of them that are really nice for families, where we'll read a little bit of the devotional. There's usually a scripture verse in there and a prayer, and we do that before dinner, and we light the Advent wreath, and then it stays lit all the way through dinner, and then the kids can fight over who gets to blow out the candle.
Or they just try to do it all at once, and then it's just a mess.
And we do also have a little ornament set, but we don't hang it on the tree. They're just little mini books.
Okay.
And they go through the Gospel of Luke, so we read a little bit of the Gospel of Luke all the way through, because that's a perfect way to do that. So if you want to go super simple, read the Gospel of Luke a little bit at a time and work your way through until Christmas. So all of those options are out there for you, and all of them are wonderful. And I think those also require not too much planning. Like, know how much you want to read, or save some of that Halloween candy now.
Some of my friends do the whole, we're going to read, they use like books as their Advent calendar, and so they wrap. I had like, these are very ambitious friends.
Yes, I know some moms
wrap
who do
all
this.
of the books ahead of time, and then they unwrap one book every night and read together as a family. That is not our family culture.
Yeah.
Wouldn't work for us. Or the kids would be like, Mom, we already had that book. Why are you unwrapping it?
Why are you giving us books we already own?
Right. Yeah. I do love the idea, though. Like, because we are a huge, we're bibliophiles. We love reading. We love books. Except when we tell the kids to read and they're like, I don't want to. And then we notice that they're reading at bedtime instead of going to sleep.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
So that's first. Identify a few feast days, traditions, ways you want to celebrate. If any of these sound good to you, awesome. Pick one or two. If none of them sound good to you, you probably have another brilliant idea, and we'd love to hear from you about that.
Yes, please.
But I think the second thing is, like, how do you want to celebrate this? Do you want to go all in on Our Lady of Guadalupe?
Right.
Do you want to go all in on St. Nicholas? Do you want that Advent calendar devotional thing to be like committing 30 minutes a day to family prayer? If you're one of those people, there's nothing stopping you. Like, now is the time for you to really make that something that you want to do. And I encourage you to go in whatever direction you feel like you're being given the most energy, but also to be realistic.
Yes.
Right? It does not have to be all the things.
No, and I think as you're planning that, don't forget to plan things for you specifically. And we'll talk about this probably in a later episode, that I think we pour ourselves out for our families so much, sometimes we forget that we individually are supposed to be preparing for Advent too. And so just to remember to save time for that. And I also want to encourage you, if this is a really difficult time for your family, if you are struggling, that Advent is a season of hope.
Amen.
And so maybe if all of these things just sound super overwhelming, figure out one way that you can cling to hope this Advent. And maybe that's praying together as a family. Maybe it's just lighting the candle and singing. Maybe it's praying for somebody else. Maybe it's finding something fun to do as a family that you can set aside the struggle for half an hour and play a board game or watch a movie. Whatever it is that helps you to enter into that hope of the season, I encourage you to do that.
Yeah, and not just like your whole family, but like your personal devotion to, like, make time for you as an individual.
Yeah.
And I know we've mentioned this before, but the Office Family Ministry here, we firmly believe that the foundation of the faith of Catholic families rests on the individual faith of the parents, and then on the faith of them as a couple too. So if you feel like that's really where you need to be pouring in this Advent, make that the priority.
All right, so this last point I think you've mentioned.
Put it on the calendar.
Yeah. Circle it, star it, highlight
Block out
it.
that time in your Outlook calendar, whatever you need to do.
Yes.
And protect your time.
Yeah.
Protect it. No, we're not going to come to that whatever the thing is after school or at 7 p.m. because we have decided as a family that this is what we're doing
Or that
today.
extra practice that you need to throw in. You don't need to.
Yep.
They're kids. It'll be okay.
Yes. Set a reminder for the things you need from the store. I love doing that. I'm going to give a little promo that I have not been paid for.
Oh.
We have one of those calendars that's like a digital calendar, and the only thing it does is have a calendar on it. But it is so helpful because it will beep at me.
Do you have like a affiliate code, Nicole?
I don't think so. Like, I'm getting no money from this promo whatsoever, you guys. Like, I just want you to know that this thing exists.
She just really loves this thing.
It's so
I hear about it a lot.
So it'll beep at me and be like, hey, you said you were going to go grocery shopping today. Here's your list.
See, I don't do well with that. I would just be like, yeah, be quiet.
Yeah, I need something to tell me to do things. And also, everything is color-coded. So the kids will even be like, Mom, you said that today was the day we were going to go look at Christmas lights, and now you're saying. So they will hold me accountable too, which is another really helpful piece of that.
You say accountable, I say pester. I'm just saying. I like to have the flexibility to be like, you know what? The Holy Spirit is telling me we're not going today. We're going tomorrow.
But I think the point here is that we're being intentional about how we're spending our time.
I joke. Yeah.
Whatever tool you need to make that happen, please do consider investing a little bit of time in doing that.
Well,
and go ahead.
I was going to say, and I think that intentionality, it's not just about putting things on the calendar, but it really is part of preparing our heart. Like, how are we intentionally setting aside time to encounter Jesus?
Exactly.
How are we intentionally making this a mission of our family?
Yes.
And so, yes, the calendar is a tool for the practicality, but it then enters into this space.
Yes.
Right. Of preparing our hearts.
Right. The behavior is part of pointing to the belief. So we have to be able to do both.
Right.
Yes. Thank you.
And I just wanted to put a note in there. If you're a matching PJs family, order them early. I'm just putting that out there. Mine
they might already be sold out. I
know, right? I know. There's some really cute ones out there now. I think Erica from Be a Heart has ones that are actually like Advent themed.
I'm going to sound Christmas really themed. Extra right now. Are you ready?
Okay.
I make my kids PJs.
But you love to sew like that. You're so good
Doesn't
at that.
Doesn't that sound so extra to say that?
No, it just sounds Nicole.
Also, they don't match.
Oh.
They're like whatever. Like, I take them to the fabric store when the fabric is on sale.
Yeah.
Right? Because fleece will go on sale at Joann's for like $2.99 a yard. And I say, pick one of these and you can have some pajama pants.
There you go.
And so last year they had like, I don't know, Pokemon, Spider-Man.
They have some cool prints.
Yeah. So it doesn't even have to be Christmas themed. It's just they know that this is the time of year where they're going to get a new pair of pajama pants and they'll wear them all year.
Oh, yeah. Mine live in their pajama pants. So what I'm hearing is if you want your kids to have handmade pajama pants, contact Nicole by November 20th.
I will definitely not be doing that because my calendar has been booked up. I'm sorry.
All right. So what is the plan going forward, Nicole?
I think our encouragement, our challenge for you this coming week is to start thinking about what's your plan for Advent and make a plan, even if it's just one thing.
Yeah.
Just one thing. Yeah. What's the thing that's most important? What's the thing that's going to be the most meaningful for you as an individual and also for your whole family? One thing. We're not asking you to make a giant to-do list. That is not the purpose.
Please don't make a giant to-do list.
Us talking about this today. We just want you to think about it.
That's almost antithetical to what Advent is.
Thank you.
Right?
Advent is not a giant to-do list.
No.
And you heard us say this at Lent too, right? Lent was not a giant to-do list.
That said, if you do have a cool, unique Advent family tradition that we haven't talked about and that you want to share, please email us because we really want to hear about it. And you can email us at beyondsunday@aod.org because we would love to share it. Is that it for the week?
That's all I have.
Okay.
Go in peace.
Thanks be to God. Well, thank you for listening to Beyond Sunday. We hope you're able to find those Advent candles this week or get new ones without incident. Find more episodes at 52sundays.com/podcast or subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget, you can reach us at beyondsunday@aod.org.
This episode of Beyond Sunday has been sponsored by the PIME Mission Development Projects Program. This Advent, share the joy of the birth of Christ by educating children living in desperate conditions, feeding abandoned babies, or providing a safe learning space for disabled children. Learn how you can change lives at PIMEUSA.org/52-projects.